Another weekly update of our rental house versus high income ETFs, season 2, episode 9. And in 5 seconds or less, we sold most of our rental properties. And one of the last ones we sold, took the money, invested into some high income ETFs. And this is a series of videos that compare how those are doing compared to how things would have went if we would have kept the house. I'm going to see who's winning, and that's what this is about. And like always, subscribe. And this is not financial advice. In fact, some people say this is bad advice. And we'll get right into it. You can see that our account is at 89,000. We started out 70,000. That was the proceeds we received after the sale of our last rental that we sold. And over here, you can see we got going on. We have some options that we have sold. Then we have some ETFs here. I won't go through all these. Actually, on vacation, I'm sitting outside. It's windy. The bugs are biting me. So I'm going to make this video quick. But I like to keep doing this on a weekly basis, keep track of how things are going. And you see what happened this past week or week and a half. These are the distributions we have received from the ETFs. The big one this week was AIPI, which pays monthly, $519. And then we have the QDTE, which was not doing well for a while. And I was starting to think maybe it's time to get rid of it, but it's been picking back up. The NAV has been hanging in there, similar to what the QQQ is doing. So I won't say I'm loving QDTE again yet, but it's doing okay. I'm actually disappointed in MAGY, which is the Mag 7 cover call, but being that Microsoft and Amazon are part of that and Tesla, I can understand why that's down, but it's not as down as much as I would think it would be. So it is what it is. So I create income for this fund two different ways: the distributions from the ETFs and also from the cover call strategy, cash secured puts and cover calls, option income, I should say. And for this month, for February, I received $1,376. And these three trades are still open. I should draw a black line here to separate that because I keep track by the month on this particular spreadsheet. Now, it's not all roses here because I did get assigned SOFI shares here that I preferred. I did not get assigned. That's the risk you take when you sell options. I don't know if it's a risk or part of the strategy, or whatever you want to call it. I got assigned some shares. And for the month of February, this is all the distributions that I received. Going back from the first, I paid some interest on some option. I paid some interest on my margin here, $253. Option income is all grouped together down here at the bottom. You figure all the ETF distributions and the option income. I made $3,957 for the month of February. And this is what I have bought recently since the first of the year. Bought some TDAC, then I bought some SOFI because I got assigned shares when I sold the cash secured puts. I won't get details about it, but basically an option cash secured put is I agree to buy shares of a stock if it falls to a certain point. And I had some that fell to 24, so I bought it, and I had some fall to 26, so I bought those. The sad part is that it's like at $19 right now. So I will sell cover calls on these as it goes back up, and hopefully when it gets back to these prices here, I will sell those and go back to cash secured puts. That's how it works. And overall, the market is kind of sideways since the first year. So SPY is basically sideways. If you look at SPY is actually outperforming SPY, which is kind of cool since the first of the year. And you can see QQQ is down 1.7%. So QDTE, when I said I was kind of sad about how it was performing, it's actually outperforming QQQ, which is nice. QQQI is doing well, and TDAC is doing somewhat better than QQQ. So the covered call funds are all doing better than the underlying, the QQQ. So like I said, MAGY is not doing well because it's the Mag 7, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla are all down. Then AIPI, which is AI stocks. So this pays like a 35% annual distribution. So if the NAV declines 5 to 10% for a year, I'm okay with it, but I don't want it down 7% 2 months. That's totally unacceptable. So hopefully those AI stocks, the NAV will rise and I'll be happy again. Everything will be good. This chart here shows how I projected things would go. So Yellow line is actually last week's totals. No, it's this week's totals. I'm 1 week off. So this line here should be down here. I need to come back and fix this. But anyhow, these numbers are correct, but it's not this week, it's the 27th. But as of the 27th, it is 89,054.66 for the week, and I'm down 6.51. So these numbers are correct. It's just the wrong date here. And I was hoping that by around the 1st of May, my margin would be only 50% of the equity I use. So this is 50% of that number. And right here, you can see that I'm using 92%. So I'm way off. So I need the market to actually take off and improve a little bit. Those Max 7 stocks are not treating me well. And all this was to compare how things would go, comparing the rental to the ETFs. Once again, I think I got some wrong screenshots here. So this is the end of February. But anyhow, total cash, equity, and everything, my rental is worth about 78,500, probably closer to 79,000. And I need to fix that. The expenses came directly straight from my tax return. So then we had spent a lot of money getting that fixed up before we sold it. So we're up about $11,000 in the ETF actually, which is actually still good. So even though the market is not doing great, kind of going sideways, down a little bit, got to sign some shares for my ETFs. If I sold everything and just liquidated everything, quit today, I'd be up 11,000 compared to if we would have kept that house. So I am happy. And I'm extra happy because we're actually on vacation while I'm doing this. So you can't complain about that. And the thing about this, I'm on vacation, and guess what I'm not worried about? I'm not worried about those renters calling me saying that the toilet's plugged or they broke a window or some other disaster is happening. All I got to worry about is the ETFs declining in value, but I can handle that. Okay, so that's it for this week. Hopefully next week I have my numbers fixed up a little better than what I did this week, and we'll see you in the next video.